Hi and welcome to this video in which I'm going to share something that you perhaps, lots of people recognize it. It is that what you do when you keep ruminating, when you keep on rehashing over the same negative thoughts over and over, and you just can't seem to find peace from it. It keeps on coming back up. And you keep on going over things all the time, again and again, and it makes you feel really bad. It makes you feel depressed or sad or down or frustrated and perhaps guilty, and so on. So I want to say hi to you who have a narcissistic mother and welcome to this video, because that's what we're talking about when you ruminate far beyond growing up with a narcissistic mother. And my name is Åse Wegerif, and I'm a counselor and a survivor, and I've been helping other survivors for many years. So I want to say that so the thing with ruminating is that it's kind of negative because it just keeps spinning around in your head. It's something that keeps on returning. It makes you feel bad, and you can't seem to move through it. And this is very common that people come in coaching and counseling with, that they feel really stuck with this. So, but at the same time, what I observe most of the time is that people are really, quite understandably so, feeling really frustrated and quite hostile to this part of themselves that keep on ruminating and bringing this up, and they don't want to have it, and they want to shut it down as quickly as possible. And I'm going to tell you the truth, the way I see it, and from my experience and from my training, and there is no one truth that fits everyone. But I certainly don't want to give you a very brief, superficial recipe for how to handle this, which doesn't work. So we are in a complex landscape, and you know that watching this, having a narcissistic mother, you know that the effects of this lasts a lifetime. But we wanna, when we're adults, we do wanna face the truth, our truth, wake up, face the truth, and we want to step towards healing so that we can have a really good life. One of the problems that I see is that people want to shut down this rumination, and they call themselves negative and so on. But don't forget, the context here, the big story behind this is that growing up with a narcissistic mother, we get wounded, we take the badness upon ourselves, so we feel not good enough, difficult, unlovable, and so on. And this is simply not true. So this woman who writes that she should stop all the negativity, this is something I hear as a therapist all day long. People who feel like, I need to stop the negativity now. No. You really need to actually listen to yourself. The route to healing from this and ending all this rumination is, for many people, there are different situations here, but in most circumstances, it's to have more acceptance with yourself, to actually be next to and observe what's going on internally and allow it to be. And even going nearer it and exploring it and finding what is actually emerging and what is actually this signal off and what actually needs to be resolved. That's there's a deeper situation here, because so there's two situations. The one situation I'm going to address first is the situation where you haven't actually gone far enough into processing of the pain that you truly carry. So we survive our narcissistic mothers and our childhoods with facing away from the pain, splitting off from the pain, pushing the pain away, and taking all the badness upon ourselves. So there is a certain amount of work then to be done to undo all this gaslighting later on. So before you do that, you don't really have that truthful relationship to the true pain that you have carried, to the placing the badness back onto her and so on. So there is some personal work that needs to be done, and that can be done in different ways. I don't think there's, obviously you can do that in therapy. There's also communities. I have a community for this, so you're welcome to that, you know, or other people have too. So there is, but somehow you need to be able to, meditation perhaps, listening to, going inside yourself and really allowing everything to float by without engaging with anything, but exploring it, your feelings, the what's behind the ruminating thoughts, where does it come from, and the initial feeling that you have with the thoughts that come to you. So like you might be thinking about having bad feelings to your uncle or something, and perhaps you're thinking about what he's like and what he said to you or did or so on, or a situation, family situation or something. What are the feelings that this brings up in you before you actually go into the initial feelings, before you actually go into the rumination loop? Because those feelings, if you tune into those feelings and perhaps try to ask yourself, where have I felt this before? Then that can open something up to, that needs to be opened up. That's why you have this ruminating feelings. There are different kind of tools that you can access to do this kind of work, more structured. And if you're interested in that, then I think one way is to come into my community. I'll give you a link at the end of this video, so tell you how you can do that. But you can work with this more systematically. But when you ruminate, then you need to break that, that sort of, you can't fight it. It doesn't work to push it away. If it's not been processed, it needs to come up. So finding some time in a structured way. I don't know how much time and how often you need it, but that's something you could experiment with. Perhaps 15 minutes every day, having a journal and allowing it to be written down instead of just being in your head. So giving something like this a space, some time, and returning to it, and over time can actually open this up more, give you more information about it, and make you perhaps ruminate less during other times of the day. So that feels better for you. And also, if you can go into a community of other people who have experienced similarly, then that is also working against the gaslighting of you feeling like you were to blame and that it's negative that this is happening. It's not. It's the effect of it gets negative if you get stuck in it. But if you use it to actually resolve some of this, to be around other people, to allow it a space, to be with it, just observing it, just not judging it, allowing it to be, at least for in a container for certain times and parts of your day consistently, then not inconsistently, but actually giving it a space in your diary and returning to it, so that that part of you that feels this is actually heard, then that can break that frustration and trying to combat it and so on, which doesn't work. But you can also find a community of other people who have experienced this, and to get, I mean, like helping people, I do bring new perspectives to I do that in my videos, and I also do that even more, like more individualized inside a community, so that you actually get what you need in order to shift internally so that you can move further on. So that's also possible, because it's really hard when we get lost inside of ourselves, and it really helps with someone who can really, well, who understands what's going on, and who can really, with empathy and really tuning into you and really helping you shift internally, that can really help you loosen this and come out of it. And so another thing that you can think about is, as long as you are stable and the pain is not too big, if you feel at all unsure, unstable in your life, or if you get very negative thoughts that you're scared of and so on, don't progress. Shut the video off right now and seek help from psychologists or medical professionals, your GP and so on. But if you're normally stable and there's no reason not to carry on that you're aware of, then you can really explore the hurts and the pains, and like, what did your inner child actually experience? What did it feel like? How were they treated at that time? And really, this can be done through a journal, or it can be that you visualize your inner child for your inner eye, and that you speak with them, and so you're actually speaking, asking them, so you're taking different perspectives, going forward and back and so on, and trying to really, what you're trying to do is to really listen and let that child be seen and heard, and be that loving, caring, reparenting, giving what you actually needed at that time. Someone who loved you, someone who cared for you, someone who protected you, someone who was there for you. And you can do that now to that inner child, and then hug them afterwards. And you can do this over some time so that you don't get overwhelmed. But if you are actually, you feel like, I have done the work, I have processed this, and it still keeps on carrying on, I can't seem to release it, then I want to offer you some spiritual perspectives. So if you're open for that, perhaps it's then time to actually ask for divine help, and to surrender this to the universe, to ask for assistance, to ask for being able to release this and heal from this. And that's as simple as just talking with the universe and saying, talking to your higher self and saying, this keeps on coming up and I don't want to carry it anymore. I really ask for it to let it go. Please help me do that, and thank you for helping me. So if you have worked on this and it keeps on coming back up and up and up and up, and you really have been over it, needing it. A lot of this stuff is layered, it keeps on coming back up. And when it comes back up, it's actually a way of releasing some of it, and just saying that, I let it go, I don't carry this anymore, I don't want to have this anymore, I release it, and I surrender it to you, divine intelligence, or the universe, or angels, and releasing it and trusting that you get help with that. That is a more spiritual way of praying to get help with ending this rumination, ending these thoughts that keep on coming back up, praying for that, asking, please help me with this. I really would like to move on and to let it go, and please show me if there's something I need to do that. So I hope this has been helpful. So what I'm trying to do is to give you a truthful, more proper help with it, in place of a short to-do list that may or may not work. So you can see that this is a process, just like to truly heal from a narcissistic mother and ending things like rumination is a process. It's maybe some experimenting, maybe getting new perspectives, and actually trying to focus on moving through it over time. And if you do actually choose to work on this and to focus on this, you can. I see that with clients all the time, that they actually stop ruminating, that they actually stop because it's been processed, because it's been the acceptance that they weren't able to show to themselves, and the battle that they had with themselves actually ended because of coming next to them and being curious and explorative, and just that frame of mind of acceptance and non-judgment and opening is healing. And so that creates inner shift. So these are all things that you can do to pull yourself out of this. Lots of people have done it before, and so can you. But what's common for people is that they think that they can't do it, but that's wrong. People can do it. Perhaps not everyone all of the time, but most of the time, certainly. It doesn't happen often that people are not able to work past ruminating. So I want to invite you to get my self-invalidation quiz so that you can begin to see, begin to have a better relationship with yourself, and see if you're actually lacking, if you're actually dismissing yourself and repeating the injuries that you got in your childhood from your narcissistic mother. Because if you're doing that, that's upholding and keeping up the relationship dysfunction now in your life. So that's a great tool. And then you also come into my email community and you get to hear about ways that I can help you. If you're interested right now in joining such a community, then the option is open right now. Join my 12-week healing journey program if you'd like to work on this. There's a link in the description of this video for that. And yeah, so all the best to you. And if you have comments on this video, then do write them, and like and subscribe. That I love that when you do that. And I hope to see you again, and all the best to you. Bye bye.